This chart will tell you whether Bitcoin will go on to a massive rally or whether Bitcoin will stop this rally quite soon and we'll see a reversal. Guys, that's going to be the topic of this video. I will share this nice chart with you. Very important, most important chart to watch right now. I will also show you the bybit positions that I have open, and I will explain a little bit why I opened these positions, what changed my mind that Bitcoin is looking more and more bullish. First of all, guys, I want to have a look at this chart. And this chart is a chart that I've shared maybe even 2 months ago, where we talk about the cycle lows for Bitcoin, and this is a 60-day cycle with a lot of thanks. Big shout out to Bob Lucas. And what we can see right here is that we have a low with Bitcoin right here. 60 days later we get another low. 60 days later we have been talking about another low, which is either right here in the support or it will be lower. It depends on what the price do. If the price went up, it went most likely we would have seen this low, but the price didn't went up. We had a little bit sideways movement and then we fell through the support. Then we formed this low right here where we actually I personally went kind of all in on this wick. I almost went all in at $16,000 US. I have been shouting that in public. I've been sharing that over on Twitter, and I've been making a video saying that I've used most of my stable coins to buy back Bitcoin. And what we can see right now, guys, is that Bitcoin actually is looking quite bullish because the next 60-day cycle low we just passed, and we haven't seen a low in Bitcoin, right? So we got a low right here, which actually looks like a reversal pattern as well. We got right here a kind of potential Adam and Eve pattern forming. You can view it as a W, but we also have a short term right here, a Adam and Eve pattern, and that is just potentially quite bullish. But the biggest signal that changed my mind for Bitcoin into a more bearish perspective, into a more bullish perspective, was on WhalePortal, the average funding fee, and I'm going to explain to you exactly why. The funding rates is one of the best indicators to check what kind of market conditions are there and what kind of price direction the price most likely will follow. And what we are seeing normally is that when the funding rates are positive, the price tends to go down. But when the funding rates are negative, the price tends to go up. But there are two situations where that is actually not the case, and that is, for example, when we are in a bull market and we are flipping into a bear market, we are seeing the price of Bitcoin going down with negative funding. Same the other way around. When we are going from a bearish market into a bull market, we are seeing the price going up with positive funding. That's exactly what we have seen right here. And this is also what I've shared over on WhaleAlerts. Because over on WhaleAlerts, I haven't been that active on YouTube, but I have been continuing to creating updates for WhaleAlerts, and I actually have been saying right before Bitcoin breaking out to the upside that I'm going to long the moment we are going to break the neckline right here, and that Monday is going to be a very important day, because on Monday, if we don't get a low on Monday, the chances increase for Bitcoin to continue this rally. And now comes the important question, of course: will Bitcoin continue this uptrend, or will we just do something like maybe something like this, right? And I think this chart is the most important chart, and that is the stablecoin dominance chart. So when this chart is going down, the price of Bitcoin is actually going up, and when this chart is going up, the price of Bitcoin is going down. So we can either see two scenarios. I can see two scenarios. Or we come down, dip into support, we set a bounce, and we might even break this resistance. This would mean that the bull market of Bitcoin will be delayed. This would be very bearish for Bitcoin, will definitely mean lower prices. But if we do something like this, and I'm leaning more towards this side right now because I see significant changes in the market condition, this would mean a massive rally in Bitcoin and the rest of crypto. So whatever happens, I will update you guys about this. So make sure to subscribe down below and to have the bell notifications on, so you are notified whenever something happens in this chart, when we are seeing a breakout or something that is important. What else do we have to cover? Okay, so we have to go to the shorter term time frame as well. Let's go to the 1 hour chart because I want to share the levels that I'm watching. The level that I'm watching to the downside is going to be 16.9k. If we lose 16.9k, yeah, the conviction behind this rally will not be that strong, and it will also invalidate the potential reversal patterns, the potential Adam and Eve reversal patterns. So yeah, that would be a level to the downside, 16.9k. Level to the upside will be, depending on which chart, will be, for example, on this Bitfinex chart, roughly at 17.9k. I'm just drawing a line right here from this resistance back in May coming down. So it will be at 17.9k to the upside, but on this chart it will be roughly at 18,000. So let's say 17.9k, 18,000. That is roughly the major resistance. Can we break above that and we get a nice confirmation in this chart breaking down, then definitely bull market is on, and multi-week, maybe even a multi-month rally for Bitcoin is possible. I also ask you guys over on Twitter, what do you guys think about what is happening in the Bitcoin market? Did the bear market ended, or are we still fully bear? And 70% say we still fully bear. That also confirmed my conviction in that actually the market might be even looking more bullish than most of you are expecting. Let's have a look at my bybit account. I've opened 2 long positions, one with US dollar Tether, one with Bitcoin, and I did that with a very low leverage. I used a leverage of 5x. Why? Because my liquidation price is below the Bitcoin low. So if we go back to Bitcoin right here, and we can see the low is at 15.4k, 15.5k. Then you can see that I still have quite a lot of margin on Bybit before I would get liquidated if the price would come there. So that means that if this actually was the Bitcoin low, which is definitely possible that this was the 4-year cycle low, I have a nice position because my liquidation price is below that level, right? So now we have a 60-day cycle low, which might have formed here, which means that we could see a significant rally over the coming weeks. And if you have your liquidation price below that low, then it just gives you a lot of space to have a position open for multiple days or weeks. Because normally, if I use a higher leverage, I don't like to have that position open for a long time. For example, if you use a leverage of 20x, you have a small margin to the downside. So if there's a wick, you can get liquidated. So normally when I use a higher leverage, I want to have that position not open for too long, to be honest. But if I use a 5x leverage, you can maybe use a little bit more liquidity to open a bigger order size, but you can sleep more peaceful because you have a bigger margin for some error, for maybe a scam wick right to the downside. So that is quite nice. Also, what I want to share with you guys is that on WhalePortal, I've updated or actually published a new article about the 16-year cycle. I think everyone should read this because it might explain what is going to happen with Bitcoin in the coming year, actually this year, 2023. I've did some research into the 16-year cycle. I've made a video about that. I've also analyzed it over on the .com cycle. We are seeing a lot of similar price behavior, and I've explained this all in this article. I would definitely recommend every single one of you to read this article because it might prepare you a little bit on the macro situation that we are in. I'm not saying that this is 100% going to happen, but it will give you your mind some space to think in this direction, and it will give you actually the opportunity to prepare and to recognize whenever this is happening, because we have used some cycles in the past which have been very accurate, and I'm personally a big fan of this cycle because I just see a lot of similarities with the .com cycle. But I also see other cycles confirming it. For example, the sunspot cycle confirming the 16-year cycle. So it's not only one cycle that I'm leaning on for my predictions in 2023, but it's like multiple cycles which already have shown a lot of significance in the past. So I'm definitely very keen on these cycles, and I will be continuing to talk about these cycles in my videos. So I would highly recommend you to read it. Also, we got a nice signal on the take buy sell ratio. It went super high right here. That is very bullish. This was, for example, on the 8th of January 2023 at 7 o'clock in the morning. If we have a look at Bitcoin on the 8th of January, right here at 7 o'clock in the morning, that was right here, then you can already see that we got that buy signal right before that massive pump. Because when the take buy sell ratio goes this high, actually when the take buy sell ratio goes this high, it means that a lot of people are buying Bitcoin with a market order. So they're buying it with a premium. They don't care about the best entry with a limit order. No, they're just smashing the bottoms and buying Bitcoin with market orders. The moving average also went quite high. So this is one of the signals that you also can use for short-term entries. And if you are interested, guys, in getting alerts on all of these things and also getting continuous updates from me, you can sign up to WhaleAlerts. Right now, you can still sign up by just joining Bybit down below. If you click on this image, you can sign up onto Bybit, and you have to deposit minimal $100 and then you can just submit your user ID and your Telegram handle right here. And we will put you in the WhaleAlerts channel where we will give updates. Like for the past couple of weeks, I haven't been able to make YouTube updates because I have spending a lot of quality time with my family. But I did make some updates over on WhaleAlerts, and I did share my strategy right here that I will open a long position on this breakout. So yeah, there will be some extra perks or extra information that I will be sharing over on WhaleAlerts. But okay, guys, that was it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. If so, smash up that like button. If you are new, make sure to subscribe down below, and I will update you guys about this chart, whether we are going to see that bounce or whether we are seeing a breakdown, because that will be the answer to our question whether Bitcoin is going to continue this rally or whether Bitcoin is going to top and maybe turn around again, right? So when we are seeing a bounce right here or reversal, that would also be a reason for me, for example, to close that long position. But if we break down, of course, I will let it ride, because that will just mean that we are right before a massive rally in the Bitcoin price. Guys, make sure to watch whaleportal. Make sure to read that article of the 16-year cycle right here. And if you are interested in getting these alerts from the premium index, funding rates, and these updates that I'm sharing, make sure to sign up on WhaleAlerts. Right now, you can still do that just by signing up on Bybit. In the future, that won't be possible anymore. Guys, I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video.